Hey guys, Zach King here with another Final Cut Pro tutorial. This is the first tutorial I'm doing on green screening, chroma key as some people call it. I'm going to play the clip right now and show you what I did. Basically have a girl in a park. Looks like she's waiting for somebody. Maybe looking for somebody, okay. That's the clip. And now my favorite part, I'm going to show you the original. And there, it's just in front of a green screen. There you go. So that was the original, and this is the final. I think the final turned out pretty good. A couple things about this chroma keying. First of all, let me just say that it comes down to two things in production: lighting and making sure the lighting is actually well done. Here, let me go to here. Let me show you my setup a little bit. I think if I have it in the footage, a wide shot. Here we go. You see I have a green screen set up in the background. I have two lights on this side and two lights on the other side. The two on either side closest to the green screen are just lighting the screen, and the other two on both sides are lighting her. And I do have other lights. I just was a little lazy, but I should have done more. But it comes down to lighting on the set. Make sure the lighting is well done. If you want to do a tracking shot with green screen, with the camera moving, we can go over another tutorial that requires a couple other techniques. I think you can do it better in motion. It's a lot easier to keyframe background, but let's just go over the basics of keyframing right now. So let's start off with I have my clips here, and if I just drug them into the timeline, it would look like this, these three shots. And if I go to my effects, I'm going to drag a chroma key copy, which is in my favorites, but if you come down to video filters, key, chroma keyer, you can drag that on 3 times. If you don't want to drag it on 3 times, which I don't want to do, I could have highlighted them. Effects, video filters, key, chroma keyer. I could have selected that and it would have dropped on all of my selected clips. So do that. Let's see here. Drag these up, select them all, take them to the second video track because the first track is going to have your photo underneath, or video. I just did a photo for this example, but yeah, you could do a video, you could do whatever. Just make sure for this shot I didn't move the camera on her, so I shouldn't have the camera moving in the background. I'm going to come to my footage and grab my photo of Central Park. I'm going to drag that under. You don't have to drag this under now. I just like to a lot of times. I will show you also how to turn it off while you're keying as well, but I have our photo. You can't see it because it's behind her. But let's go ahead and key this out now. We've got our, I'm going to select the first clip. We've got our key, our chroma key here. And this is the basic setup how it always is. The luma is unchecked, usually the saturation's there, and then the color bar. And you have these other tools which we'll talk about. So this little eyedropper tool, which you can see right here, is the select color button, but it's the eyedropper. And that will select which color we want to key out. So you could have done a blue screen, you could have done another color. I think blue and green are the most common colors. The basic difference is if I was filming a blonde, I would want to do a blue just because it keys out better. The green often, as you can see over here in the color bar, the green is closest to the yellow, so her hair, if I was doing a blonde, would tend to key out quicker and it would kind of not work as well. That's the basic reason. Green is usually for outdoors. And so let's select the eyedropper and select green, just a mid-color green right there. And you can see as I did that, most of the color keyed out. If you have a good lighting on your screen, it'll do that. And what you want to do again is also keep selecting this eyedropper tool, but also hold down shift at the same time now and click in another green spot. I'm going to keep clicking, click around. I see a little green here. I see a little green over here. There. That's as far as I want to go. You can still see I have green around her upper body, her shoulders, and her hair a little bit. But we're going to worry about that later. So you just want to get the general. You see also in her phone. We'll get that. That's not a big deal. You also notice the photo is not quite covering the whole screen. That's a last detail that I cover at the end. I don't worry about it now. Okay. Now this is when we use our saturation, our luma, and our color bar as well. You can, if you're keying, sometimes when you use the eyedropper, it won't work every time because your color, for some reason, isn't lit well enough, or it's too dark, or sometimes it's too overlit. So you want to come to your color bar and you can open that out. Now you see when I did that. Here, let me show you again. I'll move it back. Here, you see a lot of green, and when I open it, it really does good and cuts in. But I don't want to go all the way because I'm going to come down to this softening tool later and soften it all out. And you can see that pixelation around her body goes away. Makes it a little smoother, blends in. Now this is when you want to come into your Luma, because I see I have a little bit over here. You can drag that out. Now I went too far. You can see a little bit her neck is starting to disappear into the background. See, if I go all the way with that and the saturation, you'll see what happens. If I open that all the way, yeah, her brain goes away. So I'm gonna pull these down a little bit, and you just play with these. These are kind of things you just gotta get. You'll know what to do once you keep chroma key a lot. And another thing, if your actor or actress in this case has a lot of frizzy hair, which mine doesn't. She doesn't have a lot of frizzy hair here, so it's not a big deal. But if she did, I would come to effects, and I still even put this in even though she doesn't. The color smoothing, let me zoom in here. The color smoothing button, this one is the one for hair. If you click it, you can't see a huge difference, but it does go in between a lot of the frizz, especially up, in here. It'll get some of these hairs that are dangling, so they won't be keyed out. So that's the basic chroma key. You're going to go into detail and fix more softening. Sometimes you want to do your edge thin. I'll show you what this one does. So there, it brings in the key. If I go here, it makes her skinny. I usually stay right here. Sometimes if it's a bad key or bad lighting, you need to go up and key out more green. And enhancing turns it really pink around the edges. But you can actually do a little bit and you won't see the pink, and it makes it a little softer. So now that I've got that done on the first shot, I know that I lit this exactly the same. She's in the same place right here on the stage on the set. So I'm going to double click this, grab the chroma key, and simply see that little drag filter button up here with the hand. You want to click that and drag it onto your clip. And you can see as I did that, it pops on in this part. Let me show you that again. I'm going to undo what I just did. So I have it there, the green, and I just simply drag it on my clip, and there. It's same key. You might have to do a little bit different if she's moving differently or something. In this case, it works for me. This shot, I'm going to try it here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there. The edges are a little bit dirty. I'm going to clean that up. But let's focus on the photo now. I know that I want this to be in widescreen, so I'm going to open it up all the way. And this depends on where you want it. Actually, I'm going to take it to 50%. And you can see what you're doing here. I want a little more of the ground to show the horizon where we are, she's in a park. Okay, we established that. It's a little high. Oops, I'm moving her. That's another thing. You can actually move the actress as well. If I want her on this side of the screen, sure, it works. I can leave her there and she can go through the scene there. In this case, I don't want to do that. I could actually reposition her right here. That would be a little better framing wise. Honor the rule of thirds, but I'm going to leave that. Go back to 100%. Another quick tool is go to Shift Z, and it pops it back to your full, seeing the whole project. Okay, so here, this is obviously something, you see the frames don't change. It's just her body is changing, her position. So I don't want that. That's a mistake. So press down B, get your little cut tool, and we're going to reframe this. I'm going to go back to 50% or so and reframe where I want this. I probably want it to be focusing down about right here. So I'm going to open that up, make that go about right there. So you can see it jumps here. That's good. That's about where it would be in the real scene. So Shift Z back to the normal. And that's a pretty good key right there. To sell if you want to exactly just make this work really well, come to your effects, and under my favorites I have my color corrector, but if you don't have it there, put it there. Go to video filters, color correction, color corrector, three-way right there. I'm going to pull that onto this first clip, and we're going to end up duplicating on the rest later. Color corrector three-way. I'm gonna go in a tutorial about this later, how to actually match skin color. But what you want to do is grab this little eyedropper tool. It's really small. You can't see it right here. And once you actually get that, grab it, and you're going to be selecting something in the scene that should be white. In this case, her shirt right around here is white. You can see it brings everything really, her skin color comes back to normal, because on the set I had some lights that were taking out her skin color. I put it back in now, but you can see that enhanced line that we had, that pink line in the chroma key. I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm going to take that out later, but now I just want to bring this down a little bit. It's getting darker, as you can see the lights on in the background, so if it's getting darker in the central part, bring it down a little, the mids. There we go. Go back to your chroma key, and I'm going to turn down the enhancing a little bit. Take that pink out of there. And I'm simply going to drag, the same little hand button there, the drag filter, onto the rest of my shots. And you can see as I do that, it does a good job of keeping her skin color in. It's getting a little dark in Central Park, and it matches. So that is the basics. Let's see. Oh, I was going to show you how to actually do it without having the picture in the back first. If I had deleted that, this is how you would have been working in black. I like to see how it interacts with the photo right away. But there's different people have different opinions. And then I would just render this up, and you can watch it. I'm not going to render it all the way here, but that's that tutorial on chroma key. Guys, check out other tutorials. Subscribe if you're interested in these videos and want to keep getting them. And go to FinalCutKing.com. Still working on the website, but it's coming along, and we're going to get a bunch of more tutorials and free tools, templates. I'm also going to be giving you guys a lot of motion templates to get you started there and interested in motion. So check it out. Also, I've been getting tons of mail about what people want to see in tutorials. I can't respond to you individually, but I'll try to keep answering your questions in the tutorials. I'll see you guys later.